Okay, welcome. I just did an entire video on the game Return of the Jedi and I thought it was quite a good one. And then do you know what I realised? You'll laugh. I videoed the whole thing like this and I was happily playing the game, and what I forgot to do was shrink myself down like this so that you could actually see what the hell I was doing. So, let's do this again. I can't believe I did that. Right, so part of the Star Wars trilogy, got it at the computer shopper show with my Batman pack, my 10 Star Games pack. Big fan of Star Wars. The other two are wireframe, simulation type. Return of the Jedi is something different, so let's get into it. And I'll try and remember all the cool stuff and all the memories I had. Damn it. Okay, here we go. Transparent to the last. Right, fire up the Amiga and then, and then shrink myself down, which is not something you say at a party. Okay. And I am, there we go. Sometimes it doesn't show up in the Open Studio software and it gets me worried. But it's there, so that's good. Right, Return of the Jedi, here we go. Yeah, so when you got the trilogy in, as we bought all three games together in the dual pack, there was two games. This is a cracked version, so excuse the cracked tray, but it is encouraging you, or it does in a minute, to buy the game legit, which of course I did back in the day. Yeah, you had two blue discs, which were Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back, and then Return of the Jedi was on a white disc, which I find quite interesting, and it's also quite nice because it is such a different game to the other two. I don't know if that was the reason why they had it on a different colour disc, I don't know, or whether it was just to reflect something else, but yeah, that's what it was. Great music and stuff as always, and what a really nice loading screen as well. But again, this is definitely one of those games, and I'm sorry I'm having to sort of think back to what I felt the first time I tried this damn game. Because, yeah, this is one of those ones where you fire it up and the music is really strong and it just instantly takes you back to that first time that you loaded the game. Return of the Jedi for me was one that, you know, we definitely played on that first night, but I don't think for long because it was so different. I know I then went back to it the next day, which would have been a Sunday, giving it another play. And then it was one of those games that I would sort of think, no, I can't be bothered with that anymore, it's not that good a game. And then you'd leave it a few weeks or a few months or whatever, and then you'd fire it up again, and it's just one of those games that you keep going back to. What I find now that when I'm playing it, which by the way, playing it on a controller,
must face
can't play this one
again.
Leave them to me, I will deal with them myself.
But going back to it now, I really like it. I think this game really holds up, I would argue. And why is my fire button not working? I don't think I'm actually...
Must face Darth Vader again.
Leave them to
I
me,
think I was
I
in
will
demo
deal
mode,
with
sorry
them
about that.
myself.
Alright, here we go, come on. Yep, here we go. Yeah, so I think this game really holds up. This Speederbike level, I was big into BMXing at the time. I was always on wheels, either two wheels, 4 or 8, depending if I on my bike, or my skateboard, or my skates, not blades, like Speederbike and stuff. Around the time I got the Amiga as well, and even now I'm into mountain biking, and when I say mountain biking, off-road trails with jumps and berms and all sorts. Why am I sharing this with you now? Because I kid you not, to this day, there's a really fast section at the bottom of one of the runs we do where we go down these fast corners and through these trees. And all these trails have names that have already been given to them, but this particular part, me and my friends that I go cycling with have nicknamed it Endor. Because it just takes you to this. It's like, it takes you back to that sort of high-speed chase through the trees with the sun streaming through and, you know, cutting it close on every turn, and it's just beautiful. And yeah, so the reason I was saying that is because this game, I think, gives you that kind of feeling. Well, a bit more on the next run that we'll go through, so I'll mention more when we get back to the Speederbike level. Manelian Falcon. This is a nice level, and what I remember distinctly is when the fire starts coming up behind you, you're kind of tempted to get away from the fire by moving forward, but it's the worst thing, obviously, because obviously what you want to do is stay back near the fire so that you've got a bigger heads up of what you're going to dodge to go down. And the other trick is you just keep firing. And again, just like I've said on some of the other games I've played, it's amazing how this stuff just comes back, like you've never forgotten. Like the first time I fired this up, I kid you not, it's like, without even thinking about it, I knew the best approach to each level because it's just tucked away up there. So when we play through it, there'll be another level in between now, which is nice. But yeah, this Speederbike level, right, so the reason I'm mentioning this is, when these films came out, all you wanted to do was get a Speederbike. Who did not want a Speederbike, especially if you're into cycling or something like that. And look, it's I don't know, it's the hoverboard of the Star Wars universe, I think. You know, the hoverboard from Back to the Future, everybody wants a hoverboard. Well, I would argue everybody listening to cycling or motorbikes wants a Speederbike. Whether they know it or not. And this gave a really nice feel, you know, you could cut it through close to the trees, you could go through the trees like that, it felt good. And it's weird, the later EA games that have come out recently, I don't want to talk about those in depth, but of course they're more of a simulator game, and of course they're better graphics, simulator style, but I don't know, this really was satisfying. Beautiful. And I know sometimes I would try and purposely slalom through the middle of these. Here we go, like that. Because it felt good. But next is my next favourite bit. And the nub-nubs. We have to mention the nub-nubs. Because obviously this isn't the remastered edition. This is yep. There wasn't any remastered edition of the game. What I'm saying is the remastered edition of the movies, and it might be bloody Ewoks, got me in the nub-nubs. You know, the later versions of the movies didn't have the nub-nub segment, so it's a big thing for anybody that remembers the original. And this, of course, cuts to the space scene, just as it did in the movie, because there was two battles going on simultaneously. And again you get into those shortcuts in your head of, okay, if those rocks are going to come, I might as well just stick to logs. Stick to the right hand side, and then I'll probably be safe. There's always sort of a safe place to stay. You can keep shooting. Forced me up there. Down on the rocks. Oh. Nasty. And again, apologies for stopping talking and just suddenly getting into the gameplay because, see what I mean? It's an old game, but it sucks you right in, and you're just taken back and, just wanna complete it. Alright, if I get forward up here. Oh no, I have to go down the middle, I think. I did get past them quite easily earlier when none of you could see what I was doing. There we go, there we go. Is that one life I've got left? Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, here we go. Always tosses the grenade. Ah, I do wish I still had my figures now. I just sold all my figures to get...
Here goes nothing.
Now, when I did play this, and you couldn't see, you also couldn't see how badly I was doing because I kept being squashed by Swiss rolls. And you see what I mean now. Swiss roll! Ooh, I got through that one. Gotta watch those Swiss rolls. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, that's my last life. Swiss roll on the head. So here we go. That's Return of the Jedi. Which I think to this day is a great game. It's not the same as the others. I don't think you can sort of compare them. What's the point of comparing a wireframe vector graphic simulator first person to an isometric side scroller? It's a pointless exercise. It's a totally different game, enjoyable in its own right. I think as is doing this. Yeah, so I sold my figures a few years back to get an Xbox 360. Now, do you think I still have that 360? No. It's a bit of a silly thing to do, really, and I know my kids definitely are upset on the fact that I got rid of my figures. There you go. Silly things we do, and we regret them a little bit later. Yeah, he's in back in bad shape as well, but he still walks. There we go. Good stuff. Great stuff, actually. Yeah, so there we go. I'm playing back through these games. Did I say this on Empire Strikes Back? I apologise if I did. I don't think I did. Has really made me want to capture this box set specifically, to digitise it, not for distribution, not to put on YouTube. We all know what would happen if you did that, especially with Disney owning stuff. But so that I can watch them in their original form. So if you can tell, these three videos aren't really just about my memories of Star Wars, of the Amiga, and that day, but they go into something bigger and deeper, which is my memories of Star Wars, its original format, and all my memories around the whole Star Wars universe. It's a whole separate topic, but full of nostalgia, which is why people get so passionate about it. Some organisations don't understand that. Alright, thanks guys.